Welcome to Scriptural Snapshots, brought to you by Living Faith Ministries in Kaiser, West Virginia, where we bring the living Word of God into your life. I'm Pastor Gordon Brubaker. Who is this Jesus? We're talking about Palm Sunday. We're talking about Easter when Jesus was raised from the dead. And in all of this, the question that God is putting toward us is, who is this Jesus? And more importantly, who is this Jesus to you? Jesus asked the disciples in Matthew 16, who do men say that I am? And they said, well, some say you're John the Baptist, some say you're Elijah, some say you're Jeremiah, or maybe one of the other prophets. And they said this because the miracles that Jesus did were unavoidable. You could not talk about Jesus without the miracles because he healed all that came to him. This was a sign of what the prophets did. This is why they said he's a prophet. They hadn't gotten far enough to say he's the Son of God yet. They hadn't gotten that far, but they knew. It's like Nicodemus when he said, Jesus, we know that no man can do the works that you do except God be with him. And so to think that he's the Son of Man, God incarnate, who Jesus identified himself as, is going a little bit extreme, but we can accept that he's a prophet. We can accept the miracles, but we live 2,000 years after that. And it's easy for us to dismiss the miracles of God in Jesus. It's easy to dismiss those as folklore, as fantasy, as just the exaggeration of a ministry. And the problem is we have television today, and we have film, and we have video evidence of actual healings, of out-and-out miracles being done. We have this all on videotape, and yet we still just kind of ignore it. We like a comfortable faith. We want a comfortable religion. We want to believe God without having to explain all the outlandish signs and wonders that Jesus did. It's easier to just say, well, I just believe in God. And people say, well, what about the miracles? We were at a conference one time. It was a denominational conference. It was actually an annual conference. And we were with some friends, and we were all just young in our faith, and we didn't know a whole lot. And this guy in a wheelchair comes up to us. He was not a believer. He was an antagonistic. But he said, you believe in God? We said, yeah, we believe in God. He said, can your God heal me? We really didn't know what to answer. It embarrasses me today. We really didn't know how to answer. Because we knew what he was asking. If your God is God, then heal me. And if he's not God, then don't. Well, see, we want to believe in a God that can heal. We just don't know if he will. We want to believe in a God that can do things, but the ministers that get too outlandish, that have a, quote, healing ministry, we want to stay away from them because it puts us on edge, because if this is the will of God, then we walk in condemnation that it doesn't work through us because we don't have the same level of faith that they have. See, it's easy to believe in God as long as I don't have to explain away the outlandish signs and wonders that Jesus did, like walking on the water, appearing, disappearing, walking through crowds and nobody able to lay a hand on him. All these things of casting out devils, raising the dead. We don't want to be put on the spot for any of those things. And definitely we don't want to have to answer, because Jesus said, the works that I do, the same works you will do also, and even greater works than these you shall do. We don't like it. It makes us uncomfortable because we haven't pursued after God. So a lot of these people are saying, well, he's one of the apostles or one of the prophets, because that's what prophets do, is they do these outlandish signs. But what it really reveals is that many people have rejected God, and their hardened heart refuses to even look at the bush that burns before them. They don't want to see the miracles. They want to deny the miracles because that takes away the pressure on us to believe for healing for ourselves or for other people. It destroys our own faith, and it reveals the weakness. Remember the other week we said, he who endures to the end shall be saved. And I'm not saying this is a salvation issue, but it is a faith issue. We need to know who God is. And because we don't understand the power of the resurrection, we often don't understand who God is. And we definitely don't want to have to be put on the defense of defending the God who still heals and casts out devils and raises the dead today. I'm Pastor Gordon Brubaker. God bless you.